What's going on, guys? It's U-Turn Crobat, and you're watching U-Turn Central. Now, before we get started, I want to let you guys know that in my description, I am going to be posting a link to a Pokemon group known as Poketown. I want you guys to go check them out, show them some love. Now, today, I'm bringing you a Wi-Fi battle against Big Ben. Now, this was our second battle. The previous battle, I brought my electric team. This battle is our second battle with me bringing a new team. And I am bringing my Golurk, I am bringing my Drapion, my Jolteon, my Toxicroak, my Togekiss, and my Electros. Let's see what this battle can bring to us today. So, how are you guys doing? I am doing perfectly fine. So, I end up just thinking, this is our second battle. He has not battled this team before. So I end up going out into my Golurk, my Iron Giant, while he goes out into his Heliolisk. Now, this Heliolisk, well, it's a shiny and I absolutely love it. But he is frail to some of my attacks, because I do know Earthquake. So he does hit me with a Life Orb. Dark Pulse nearly takes me out, but I end up hitting the Earthquake on the Heliolisk, and I end up taking him out right there, which is pretty good, because that Heliolisk, I've never actually really faced one, so it could have done more damage to my team. So he goes out into a shiny Hitmontop, which, again, I absolutely love. So he ends up using the Rock Slide and just takes my Golurk out, which at this nearly takes it out. I was just gonna say, even if he were to take it out, it wouldn't have really mattered, because I was able to take his Heliolisk out. But the Hitmontop is frail to Earthquake, so I end up taking the Hitmontop out just right there. Now I was thinking maybe I can just leave my Golurk. Maybe I can just leave my Golurk in. Maybe I can just take out his team with my attacks. But he goes out into his shiny Charizard, which, guys, I absolutely love. Look at it, it's so awesome. Anyway, I switch out into my Electros because the Charizard, even though it does switch out into the Charizard Y, which is just an imposter trying to be a Charizard X. Sorry, Big Ben, I gotta say that. He is weak to electric moves. Now he ends up using the Dragon Pulse, which doesn't take my Electros out, and I am able to hit it with an electric move, but he does predict that, and he does switch out into a Nidoking, which sucks for me because that's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. So I end up switching out because I know I can't hit this Nidoking with any of my electric attacks. So I go into my Toxicroak because I do have some moves that this Nidoking won't really like. He ends up using the Rock Slide, does not do anything to me, so I do get the Dry Skin. Recovery, that's the word I was looking for. The Dry Skin recovery, and I do end up hitting it with the Sucker Punch. Now, it is damaged by dark moves, and it does not do too much at all. Now, he ends up taking my Toxicroak out with an EQ, unfortunately, but at this rate, I'm kind of thinking, I don't want this Nidoking to, destroy my team. So I end up going into my Drapion. My Drapion will outspeed, but at that point, I was kind of thinking it was going to outspeed, but that's my luck right there. That's what I get for taking a risk. I thought my Drapion was going to outspeed during this battle, but he was not. The Nidoking did take me out. So the drought is gone now, which is good, because I end up going out into my my Togekiss. Now he ends up switching out, and that's fine, just whatever. He goes out into his Donphan. Now, the reason why I brought my Togekiss out was because I was gonna try and flinch something. I was not going to try and paralyze a Nidoking because it was not going to work at all. Now, knowing that the flinch did not work on the Donphan, I switched out into my Electros because I was going to try and use a Giga Drain, because the Donphan, during this battle, I was thinking, I'm pretty sure the Donphan is weak to grass. So I ended up going for the Giga Drain, and I was right, because it takes out the Donphan. Now, I'm thinking of leaving my Electros in, because if he decides to switch his Nidoking back out, I am able to take out the Nidoking with the Giga Drain. But he unfortunately goes out into his Dragonite, and I do try, I did not want to predict awfully, so I just wanted to switch out because I knew that none of Electros's attacks were going to do anything to Dragonite. So I switch out into my Togekiss because the Dragonite is a dragon. It's not going to do anything to my Togekiss. My Togekiss is fairy, part fairy. So I ended up you know, just getting the left use recovery, and he withdraws because at this point, he knows that his Dragonite can't do anything to my Togekiss. So he switches out into the Charizard, and the drought is back up. Now, that does kind of suck, but I do end up getting the T-Wave off, and I do paralyze the Charizard, trying to get his speed down more, because that will just come in handy if I'm able to do that. So I end up getting the left use recovery while the Charizard is paralyzed. And at this point, I'm thinking I just want to try and get an Air Slash, because knowing that the Nidoking is out, I don't want to... Knowing that the Nidoking is still alive and knowing that the Charizard is paralyzed, I don't want to go for another T-Wave. If he were to switch out into his Dragonite while I went for a risk and used Thunder Wave, then I would have been able to Thunder Wave the Dragonite. But that didn't work out, and that's perfectly fine, because I end up switching onto my Electros, and he ends up switching out into his Nidoking. So at this rate, I'm kind of thinking perfect, because I'm going to be using my Giga Drain. And if he does not get rid of my Electros right here, I'm going to be getting all that HP back. Now, he just barely makes me live right there with 27 HP. Now, I do outspeed, and I do get all that HP back from the Giga Drain. I am able to hit it, and I am able to take out the Nidoking right then and there, which is perfect. It's fine by me. I'm happy. I gave myself a pat on the back. Now, he switches out into his Charizard while I switch out, because my Giga Drain is not going to do anything to the Charizard. So I go into my Iron Giant, because I know that I can maybe, if I outspeed for whatever reason, I'm able to hit it with like some of my moves, but he is paralyzed right here, so I do try and at least get some damage off on him. So I end up going for the Ice Punch. Now, I know that he is not part Dragon, I know that. But I wanted to try and get some damage off on him. That's the only reason why I used Ice Punch. I knew it was not going to, I knew that he was not weak to it, but I wanted to try. Now, my Jolteon I switched out into because my Jolteon is faster than the Charizard. And this Charizard is weak to electric moves because it is part flying. And so, I end up making the Dragonite, the Charizard faint right there with my Thunderbolt, because I do outspeed. And I do hold a Life Orb, so I end up getting the hit from the Life Orb there, and I end up using the Agility. The only reason why I used Agility was maybe some of the Dragonite's attacks would miss, but unfortunately it didn't. And so he does take me out right here with an Earthquake. Now, I'm kind of thinking, okay, that's fine. So I end up switching out into my Togekiss, because I know that this Dragonite is not going to do anything to me. Now, I do get hurt with the rocks, the Stealth Rock, and it does not do too much to me, but I end up roosting because if he is able to hit me with anything, I want to be able to live it. So, he ends up using Dragon Dance, and so, actually he and I were talking during this battle, and he was telling me that he had nothing to hit me. He had nothing to hit my Togekiss with. So, I told him I did not want him to quit on me, because I just wanted him to try. So I end up using my Dazzling Gleam, and I do take him down to a little, it seems like a little over half, but he does get the weakness policy, which is perfectly fine, but his moves will not allow him to do any damage to me, unfortunately. So I end up using the Dazzling Gleam, and I do end up taking the Dragonite right there. The Dragonite out right there. So that was a decent battle. I was talking to him, and I asked him, you know, do you want me to upload any of these battles? Because I know that he was not really prepared. I mean, I'm sure he was prepared for the Togekiss, but he was not prepared for his Dragonite to go one-on-one against my Togekiss. That is the only reason that I was able to take out his Dragonite, is because he did not know like a Fire Punch. He did not know an Ice Punch. He did not know like any moves. He only knew certain Dragon moves, and I forget what other move he knew, but he was not able to do anything with my Togekiss, unfortunately. But Big Ben, this was our second battle, and I will be uploading this, so I hope you watch it. Now, I know that we had a third battle as well, and so I will be uploading that battle if you want me to. But I did enjoy bringing my team to kind of test yours. I am happy that you brought your team to kind of test mine, because some of your Pokemon I've never really faced. I've never really gone up against a Donphan. I've never gone up against a Heliolisk. So I'm glad that you brought those, because now I know what to expect in the future, because you just might bring a Donphan. You just might bring the Heliolisk. You never know. You never know. So guys, I hope you enjoy watching this battle. Don't forget to go in the description, click on the link for Poketown and give them some love. And make sure you RCS to me, rate, comment, and subscribe. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Take care, guys. Peace.